Welcome to Loving Pets channel. Today we talk about ferret. Do ferrets make good pets? Being a ferret owner, this is a question I have been asked many times. The answer is yes, ferrets make wonderful pets. Unfortunately, not all people are cut out to be ferret owners. Owning a ferret is not like owning a hamster. They may be small, but they are high-maintenance animals that require a lot of attention and supervision, and there are many things to take into consideration before making such a commitment. Following are 5 frequently asked questions to help you determine if a ferret is the right pet for you.
Do ferrets smell?
This depends on certain things such as whether or not your floors are carpeted and how often you clean out your ferret's cage and litter boxes. Generally, ferrets are a lot like cats in that they don't need baths to stay clean. They do have a natural smell, which is exuded from their scent glands, but most ferrets are descented at the same time they are neutered as babies. So this isn't really the problem. I find the bigger problem can result from the litter box if it is not cleaned properly, and some fish-based ferret foods which have a strong smell. There are herbal pills that you can give your ferrets that will remove the ammonia smell from their urine, but I wouldn't suggest doing this as any chemical you are putting into any living creature can have unforeseen negative side effects. Just make sure to wash their blankets often, clean their litter boxes daily or twice daily, depending on how many ferrets you have, and vacuum under the sofa. Ferrets will take food and hide it around the house, so it is easy to develop an odor problem if you don't clean thoroughly. Doing these simple things should stop any serious odor problem from building up.
How much time do you have to spend with your ferret?
If you plan on owning only one ferret, you will have to make at least an hour or two a day to play with him or her. Most ferret owners start out with one ferret, then realize they are too busy to give their ferret all the time and affection it needs, so they end up getting more. Ferrets are much happier living in a group, so if you aren't prepared for this possibility, you probably shouldn't get any ferrets. Also, know that you can't leave your ferret alone for days like you would with a house full of cats. Ferrets are only awake about 4 hours a day, but when they are awake, they are supercharged and can really make a big mess, as well as get into a lot of mischief. Someone should be there to make sure they are allowed out of their cage periodically throughout the day and supervise them while they're playing. The ideal family for a ferret is one where someone is always at home.
Do ferrets get along with dogs or cats?
Yes, but it is not a good idea to let your pet ferret anywhere near an unmuzzled dog. Ferrets have a tendency to not recognize when they are outmatched by a larger animal. Their style of playing is to attack and then wait to be chased. But in some dogs, this may trigger a hunting instinct. Cats and ferrets have been known to coexist peacefully in situations where the ferret and kitten are raised together, but it is not a good idea to put them together as adults. Likewise, there are some animals that ferrets see as potential prey. These would be mice or any type of rodent, small lizards, even fish. Ferrets are distant relatives of the mongoose, which are often eaten themselves by hawks and other large birds, as well as by snakes, so both kinds of animals seem to bring out really obsessive kill or be killed tendencies in ferrets.
How expensive is it to own a ferret?
It can be very expensive. The main reason is because of their veterinary costs. Ferrets are prone to cancer and other diseases, which often strike them very young. You can minimize these costs to some degree by purchasing your ferret from a reputable breeder and by feeding your ferret a good diet of high-quality ferret food. But even then, there is no guarantee of good health. It is a good idea to have some money saved in the bank to pay for vet bills later in your ferret's life.
Do ferrets bite?
This is another big concern people have with ferrets, especially those who have small children. In part, this is due to misleading TV commercials and Hollywood movies that have tried to promote the stereotype of ferrets as wild, ferocious monsters. In fact, this couldn't be further from the truth. Ferrets have been fully domesticated for thousands of years. The compulsive biting that has earned some ferrets such a terrible reputation is for the most part just playing. The behavior seems to start out as a defense mechanism in newborn baby ferrets, which they all outgrow to some extent, depending on how much they are handled as kits, how much training they get, etc. I do not suggest bringing a ferret into your home if you have small children, though not really because of anything the ferret might do to the child, but because of what a child might do, either intentionally or unintentionally, to a ferret. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. It helps more than caffeine on a Monday morning. If you have any questions, Feel free to leave them in the comments. We read everyone, and we are always happy to help. See you again.